What's going on, guys? We're back at it again for another video. Um, Pretty much I wanted to do a review on the Ghost 18. I talked about it a little bit in a previous video when I showed all my RC cars that I have. I think the name of it was my RC collection to date or my RC collection, something to that nature. Um, So I just wanted to do a little review on this. I know there's not really any reviews of the car out there. Um, Honestly, for if you're using it for like club racing or something, it's a great car to get. The value's unbeatable. It's $200, and it comes with a lot of stuff that some of the more high end kits come with. Overall, the build is pretty good. I mean, it does have a few little spots in the manual where, the bolt size is wrong, or it's just hard to read, where you got to kind of figure it out yourself for the most part. But you know, it is what it is. Um, I pretty much have this thing um, stock for the most part. It comes with 35 weight shock oil in the kit. I have that in the shocks right now. Um, for the diff, it comes with 1,000 weight. I was running that. I thought it was real low. I'm running VTA with this car. Um, I thought it was real low to begin with, but I don't have a lot of experience with these cars, so I just went ahead and put it in, and I've been running around a little bit. But now that I know for sure that it is way too low, I went ahead and took it out, cleaned the diff all up, and I got some Factory Team 5,000 weight. I'm gonna give that a try and see where that takes me. Um, the It was just terrible through the corners, trying to get through the corners on power. It just wasn't happening with that diff fluid being so thin. So I did change that. Um, I got a nice Savox servo in here, and I did go ahead and get an X-ray um, servo safer also. They are a little bit more expensive. They're like 23 bucks or something like that, but definitely worth it. Instead of having springs inside of it that always go bad and break, it's got almost like C-clips. And my buddy at the hobby shop that works there, he said everybody gets them there, and he's never seen one break using them on multiple different cars. Um, and I've really enjoyed it so far. So, I mean, altogether, this is a great car. You can't beat the value. Pretty much out of the box. It's a great car. It handles pretty good. You might have to change the shock fluid a little bit to your liking, or the diff fluid to your liking. But you're gonna have to do that with any car. And then I mean, I've played around with like the camber and the toe and the ride height. But again, you're gonna do that with any car. So pretty much out of the box, this is a great car. Um, you can't get an aluminum chassis for it, which I'm probably gonna do in the future. It will definitely help if I do ever go up to USGT Right now, this chassis is not bad for running VTA, and yeah, I've loved this car so far. It's been fun learning and driving, and I really can't complain. I really haven't had too many issues with it. The only I've only had two issues with this thing really. Um, One, the CV axle in the back. Um, One of the like retainer clips popped out for some reason. Um, I just popped it right back on, and it was good to go. No big deal. Haven't had trouble with it again. Now, what I was having a real hard time with, and I was going through them like crazy, were these little pill inserts. And as you can see, you can see right through that little pill insert, and you shouldn't be able to. It should have a back on it like this one. I mean, so you can't see through it at all. Even this one, the back was starting to give way on it. I think you can. It's not gonna focus on it. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not gonna focus on it, guys. But even this one was starting to go bad. Well, after going through about 3 or 4 of those pill inserts, I had had enough of it. I had to order more of them. So I was getting pretty tired of every time I was going out, I was going through these little inserts. Now, when I got online and I was looking at some of the forums, some of these guys, they were making little metal pieces to go in those inserts. So the shaft that runs through the axle didn't bust that out. What I found are when you put the that axle through the A-arms, you have these little they're pretty much washers, but they're little spacers, and they have two different sizes. One's a little bit thicker and the other's thinner. Well, on one side you use a thick and a thin one, and on the other side you just use a thin one. And it's like that on all 4 A-arms. Well, they had a little bit of play in them. I mean, just a little bit. A little bit more than it probably should have. And with this being my first kit car that I've ever built, I didn't know better. So, on the one side that has the only one thin spacer, I put 2 thin spacers on there, and there's absolutely no play in these A-arms anymore. And when you take off the turnbuckles and you undo the shocks and everything, the A-arm is free like it's supposed to. It's not so tight that it sticks. So that's one thing that I found, that if you do end up getting this car, or you do have this car and you're having that problem, go ahead and throw an extra spacer, a small spacer in on that one side, and it'll get rid of that problem, and you won't be going through little pill inserts, and you'll be much happier like I am now. Other than that, I really haven't had any other problems. I did have one little problem with my body rubbing a little bit. I trimmed my front bumper a little bit, and I did get some body post extensions, and haven't had that problem either. But from what I understand, VTA bodies normally need the extended posts. So I just got those and that really solved my problem. Um, I probably didn't even need to get them after trimming my body, but I went ahead and got them just to be on the safe side, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. Um, Other than that, I really haven't had any problems with this car. I love it. Actually, I'm gonna be going to the hobby shop tomorrow and giving it a go and trying out this 5,000 weight diff fluid and seeing how much better it runs through the corners and stuff. So I will update you guys on that and let you know how that goes. Also, I got found a new little spot to go bashing. I just went there today and played around for a little bit. It's a really fun area to play. It's right under an underpass. See, there's all kinds of dirt and little trail kinda. I had a blast. It's a little bit smaller than what I thought, especially for the truggy. Maybe if I had a 10 scale would be a lot better for the size that is, but then at the same time, there is kind of some like big rocks and stuff like that, so I think 10 scale at the same time would have a little bit of trouble dealing with some of the rocks and stuff like that. That was the one of the downfalls, other than it being a little small, is that I really did have to watch where I was going because there was some big rocks that were sticking up and stuff like that. I actually clipped on with the truggy, and thank God nothing happened. I swore I was, ripped an A-arm or something off. It must have hit on the front bumper because there was no damage at all, as usual with the old trusty Losi 8T. That thing, I swear, is indestructible. So, hopefully, here in the near future, I'll be able to go back there and maybe get a video for you guys. Also, I have added a new member to the family of my RC cars. I went ahead and traded my Exceed Forza because, well, I do nothing with it. It sits in my closet, and to be honest, I'm really not a big fan of it. The only thing I did was run it on the street and in a parking lot because when I went off road, something always broke on it or bent or this or that. It was just not very durable, not a very good car at all. So I did get a new car. I have mixed feelings about it. Um, I'm gonna fix it up, and I've kind of been debating on uh racing it and stuff indoors because there's some indoor off-road tracks roughly close to me. Um, but it's electric, which is the downfall. Um, I'm not a huge electric fan. The reason I got this was because I don't have any outdoor tracks around me really that I could run nitro. Not that I don't love bashing, but at the same time, I want to do some racing and stuff like that. I want to hit jumps. I want to run through the dirt and stuff. And to be honest, I haven't found a ton of great places to bash around here other than the park and some other places like that. So I ended up trading it and getting this Nitro Rustler. Um, like I said, I have mixed feelings about it. It's electric. Again, I got it because I was thinking maybe I would fix it up, do some stuff to it, and I could run indoor, um, race it indoor. Um, so the electric is one thing that I'm kind of about it. And to my understanding, when I made this trade, all it needed is tires, and these tires are about as bald as they come. The back tires, which I was all right with that because my Forza needed back tires also, so it wasn't a big deal. No biggie. I'll get some tires for it. Planned on it. I knew this front bumper was a little beat up, and I knew it wasn't little bit under the quality of what my Forza was, just because I didn't run it very much. But, and just like in the gearbox, it doesn't have a cover, which no big deal. $6 for a cover. I'll replace that. No big deal. He didn't tell me about that. I seen it in the picture, so I did know about it. But he also didn't tell me about it. And I asked him what all it needed. So, kinda, you know what I mean? Because he knew. I told him exactly what mine needed. And the only thing mine needed was back tires. Other than that, it was in tip-top, pristine shape. It came with all kinds of spare parts. So, and then come to find out, the rear shock is busted. He put a washer down here to clamp it on. So, I mean, I had already planned on getting shocks for this thing. Because if I'm going to race it, I want something a little bit nicer than the stock shocks that come on these Rustlers. So, I was planning on getting them anyhow. But, like, you didn't even tell me about it. And I'm sure he knew. Now, it does have all RPM arms, front and rear, which is nice. But with what I'm going to do, I'm going to get all new arms. I'm going to get a new front bumper. It does have the aftermarket front and rear shock towers, but they're generic off-brand ones. And I'm going to get the STNC ones, I think is what they are. Excuse me if I'm wrong on that. I've just got into looking at these Rustlers, so excuse me if I'm wrong on the name of that. I went ahead and threw my Spektrum DX2E radio on here for now until I can get another receiver for my 3PV, because this one had an old crystal style one, huge antenna, crappy controller kind of thing, so I'll have to do that. The battery is let's just say it's got black tape on it, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be buying a couple new batteries. Now granted, this does come, he did get a Dynamite Taser 3300 kV motor in the ESC with it. I believe it's 45 amp ESC. And I mean, it runs pretty good. It goes pretty quick. I mean, all it does is spin the tire. So I'm sure once I get some good tires on it, it'll actually go pretty damn quick. A lot quicker than what it does now. Now, when I was messing around with it, also, the steering servo, the horn on it was so loose, it wouldn't even turn to the right. It barely turned to the left. Thank God, all it was the screw was loose. And I screwed it right back in and it was all good. I was about to be very upset because if I needed to get a servo for it, well, he definitely knew it needed a servo. you know? So I was going to be really, really upset about that. Thank God, all I had to do was screw it in and I was good to go. Also, I think I'm going to get a screw set for this thing because there is a lot of just mismatch screws, and these ones they're damn near stripped out, mismatched. I mean, this is why I kind of feel like mixed feelings about it, you know what I mean? Like, in a way, I'm happy I got it, but at the same time, I kind of feel like I could have got a nicer Rustler for what I gave him. Like, he got a lot more in return than what I did, especially in parts. Which I wasn't too worried about those parts. I mean, if I'm going to give him the car, I might as well give him the parts because I'll never use them again. Because I'm definitely never buying another Exceed Forza. But, you know, it is what it is. I am happy I got it. I think I'm going to kind of turn this into a winter project along with, doing some upgrades on the 8T. And this is just going to be my winter project slash, hopefully maybe racing it at some point. Or, just a cool basher. I've never had a stadium truck. I've never had a two-wheel drive truck. So it'll be something new. I can experience it, see what I like. And also, if I ever do go to get rid of it, I think I can get a better return out of this than a Exceed Forza. So, with that all said, again, I just wanted to do the little review on the Ghost 18, update you guys on this new adventure that I'm going to be going through. Hopefully, we'll be able to walk through it together at some point and, start experiencing, getting the parts and fixing it up and doing some stuff with it. So, that's something to look forward to. Of course, we're going to be doing more with this. You're going to see more track time when, fall comes around and winter. You're going to be seeing races of me. We're always going to be doing more with the 8T, so there is a lot more to come. If there's stuff that you guys want to see, or you think that I can improve on and stuff like that, I'm still trying to get the feel for this channel. I'm still trying to do new things. I kind of hate it at the same time because I feel so limited with the little bit that I have. I'm always trying to bring new and different content here. I don't always want to be doing the same thing, going to the same place, bashing at the same spot, showing you guys the same thing just on a different day. So, if there's any input that you can give me, I would always greatly appreciate to know how you guys feel and what you think I can do to improve the channel or whatever. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. Keep burning nitro. Peace.